Hey you guys, it's Kristina, and I have a special treat for you today because I'm sitting here with my newly found good friend, John Kohler. And John is surprisingly just like me, and we're here at the Woodstock Fruit Festival, and we discovered that we both have a similar passion for not only juicing, but also growing food. Many of you guys know that I run the nonprofit produce cooperative in Houston called Rawfully Organic. And John was very inspired by this because he also believes in cooperative communities. And something we have in common is that he also has a YouTube channel called OK Raw, where he teaches people how to grow vegetables. So we're going to talk about a few things today. Number one, because he also has a website called Discount Juicers, he's going to share with us his top 3 favorite juicers that he recommends for all of us to have. And he's also going to share with us his top 3 easy tips on how to start growing your own garden. So John, would you like to share with us what you recommend juicer-wise, or your top 3 recommendations for juicers? Because people are always asking me what juicers are the best ones.
Sure. So basically when you're buying a juicer, you want to get the right juicer for the right job. Everybody has different needs. Like Kristina has different bracelets on and stuff, and I mean, she might have to match certain outfits with certain ones and wear some things for good luck and whatnot. But the same thing with juicers. You know, if you want to juice carrots and hard vegetables, you're going to get one kind of juicer and not another kind. If you want to juice a lot of leafy greens, there's some juicers that juice leafy greens better. If you have a lot of time on your hands, some juicers run really slow and maximize the nutrition in the juice, but they take a little bit longer. So maybe if you're busy and got to go to work, you know, in 15 minutes, you got to have a juicer that's going to be able to juice fast. And I think getting some juice at all that's made fresh in your home is better than none. So my 3 top juicers for you guys are: number 1, the L'Equip 110.5 or 215XL. They're basically the same thing. They're a centrifugal ejection style juicer. They run at a high speed and it kicks the pulp out. And they're very good for juicing things like hard vegetables, like carrots, like celery, like cucumbers, like apples. But they don't tend to juice leafy greens all that well. They tend to kick out big chunks of leafy greens and not get basically the nutrition out of them into your glass that I feel, and Kristina would probably also agree, that is so important, the leafy greens. So that brings us into the next juicer, which is the Omega 8004 or 8006. They're the same exact thing, only the color is different. And this machine is a juicer that runs at 80 RPMs. It runs in a single auger. It runs really slow, so it maximizes the nutrition in the juice, and it's really efficient at juicing the leafy greens. The problem is it's actually a little bit slow because it does run so slow. It'll also juice the carrots and the celery and all that other stuff. And it does cost just a little bit more, actually probably twice as much as the other ones. Finally, the one I like the most is the Omega Vert 330 HD or the Omega Vert 350 HD, which is identical to the one Kristina uses.
That's right. I have a Hurom juicer, which you guys probably seen on my videos, but I love it because I feel like I get the maximum amount of juice for the least amount of waste. Like, my pulp is always so dry with this juicer, and I love it. And I think that is a good way to know if you have a good juicer, is if your pulp is dry or not, right?
Absolutely. So that's the one actually I prefer and I use the most in my home because it meets my lifestyle and what I tend to juice the most. I like to juice leafy greens and celery and cucumbers and carrots and all kinds of different stuff, and it's the juicer that's actually going to be faster than the one I just talked about, but not as quick as the first one, so it's going to maximize the nutrition and actually get a really high yield, provided you use it properly.
Awesome. So what is your favorite juice, or what is a juice that you would recommend for them to try if they're trying to get into juicing?
So the juice that I recommend you guys to try is something that's really easy and simple and that you could throw together. You know, I could tell you that I've had those times where I've put everything but the kitchen sink in my juicer and made some juice that tasted real nasty, and literally I had to hold my nose to drink it. And we've all done that. And when you're getting organic produce and it costs a lot, you don't want to throw it away. So you want to just keep it simple, and my favorite juices contain under 5 ingredients, and some of those favorite ingredients I like to use are things like celery, cucumbers, apples, even things like romaine hearts, and finally I'll add something like leafy greens. You could also add something like ginger or even some lemon to give you a blast.
Yep, that's what I call my lemon ginger blast. Or they could try my V8 juice or my Holy Grail, which Holy Grail only has 2 ingredients, just grapes and kale. It's that good and it's so easy. Okay, so moving on, what are 3 easy tips that people can take away from you on how to start growing their own garden?
I want to encourage everybody to grow your own garden and be responsible for some of the food that actually you're eating, whether it's you know, herbs in your windowsill, in your kitchen, or growing some sprouts inside. And actually that'll be my first tip. Grow some sprouts. Sprouts are by far the easiest thing to grow. You literally just have to buy some seeds, whether they're alfalfa seeds or clover seeds. You literally soak them in water, drain off the water, and then you're just gonna rinse them a couple times a day, and before you know it, you're gonna have nice long sprouts. And sprouts in the store are like 2 ounces for like $2, but you could easily grow these for pennies.
Cool.
That's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is, if you're gonna start out gardening, start small and then grow big. Don't want to convert your whole yard at once. Start by, maybe having a 4-foot by 4-foot raised bed, which, not too big. And, work on that and be successful at that, and then expand and make your garden bigger every single year. So that's step number 2.
Like it.
The third step is, when you are planting out your garden for the first time, I highly encourage you guys to actually buy the plant starts. So go to your local nursery that will say the little starts and buy those instead of starting your seeds. Sometimes when you buy seeds, you may get a little bit frustrated because they may not germinate, and then you might feel like a failure. But I want you guys to have the highest level of success the first time. So by buying the plant starts, you're gonna have definitely much more success than trying to start your seeds if you've never done it before.
Awesome. I love it. Okay, so now all of you don't have any excuses to either start growing your own gardens or juicing. That's right? I think so. Okay, you guys, well, if you're looking to see more of his videos, you can check him out at FullyRaw, or if you're looking to get a juicer, you can check out his website at discountjuicers.com. Don't forget to share on this video to help encourage people to start juicing or growing their own gardens, or you can subscribe to FullyRawKristina. You can see more fun tips and tricks on how to go fully raw, or even more juicing recipes. What do you think?
Awesome.
All right, you guys, well, we send big hugs, and we will see you later. We were sitting on this rock, and it's like totally in both of our butts. Yeah, that felt comfortable. Getting close and personal with John Kohler. It's always good.